Hello there guys, thank you so much for tuning into Archeonics. So today's video is all about how to make your motorcycle smart and prevent it from theft. With increasing number of theft in India, as a motorcycle lover, we would love to protect our bike from the thieves out there. Today I'm going to introduce a new product to you people, which is a GPS tracker, and I think many of you might be knowing about this product already, or even you might be using one in your motorcycle. But for people who doesn't know about this, let me show it what it is. So without wasting much time, let's get into the unboxing.
This is the package that I received from Ajjas, and the package seems to be pretty good in the first impression. Now let's cut open the package. Alright, so we have a plastic wrap box here, which looks pretty much neatly done to avoid any damage to the box and also to keep it watertight during shipment. Now let's remove the plastic wrap. It seems to be pretty difficult to open up the plastic wrap, so I'm using an X-Acto knife here to cut open the plastic wrap. Once the plastic wrap has been removed, you can finally get to the actual box. The box looks very premium and there are few details about the product in the box itself. So here you can see it is written, "Welcome to Ajjas family," and here is the information about one free SIM card that has been given and also about the 1-year replacement warranty that has been provided by the company. And there is a contact information for installation. And what are the components that is included in the box, and also the cost and the manufacturing date of this product has been mentioned here. Now if you turn the box behind, you can see the smart features has been listed here. It starts from live tracking, past ride playback, statistics, engine on-off alert, fuel logs, overspeed alert, remote vehicle lock unlock, and also geofence alert. And the app is available in Play Store as well as App Store. Now let's open the box. Once you open the box, you can see the wiring diagram for installing this GPS tracker. Don't worry about it, I'll be showing you how to do it properly in this video. Along with the wiring diagram, you can also see the Ajjas UID, which need to be scanned through the app in order to register your product, which I'll be showing you in a minute. Now you'll be also getting one free SIM card, which is of Airtel, and it is mentioned as 5G Plus in the unit. So let's keep the SIM card to the side for a moment. Now we have a glance on the GPS tracker itself, and let's take the product out of the box. The tracker is completely made of ABS plastic, and it seems to be pretty good quality and does offer a premium feel while holding. It is written this side towards the sky, which has to be noted while installing, as this tracker needs to be facing upwards while installing it in your motorcycle. Now we have two indications, one for network and the other one for GPS signals for the tracker. Now behind the tracker, again we have a sticker which containing the Ajjas UID for registration. And opening back the back panel, you get a slot for inserting the SIM card and an on-off switch which runs the tracker on its internal battery. Now let's keep the tracker aside and see what else is there in the box. You get a 12-volt 4-pin relay, which is normally closed type in this case. I will show you how to wire up this relay for proper ignition cutoff for the bike, and also I will be showing you a DIY hack to wire this up without cutting any stock wiring of your bike. Now also you'll be getting a wiring harness in order to connect the tracker with the relay and to the motorcycle. The wiring quality seems to be decent enough and pretty okay for the pricing. Now in the box, we also get a manual along with the setup and installation guide. This provides a detailed information on how to install this tracker onto your bike, and also provides details on how to properly register your tracker on the Ajjas app and other informations on network troubleshooting and also GPS troubleshooting. Now we also have a circular card which has a QR code in it, on which if you scan, you can get the app downloaded on your smartphone. And finally, we have two zip tags to secure the tracker on the motorcycle. This particular GPS tracker has been powered from your motorcycle battery itself, and if someone sneaks out and manages to disconnect the motorcycle battery from the tracker, the inbuilt battery that is there in this tracker can power it up to 1 or 1.5 days depending on the usage. Also, this particular tracker doesn't drain your motorcycle battery, as it goes into a sleep mode if the tracker detects that the bike is not moving for some time. Now let's check out the Ajjas app and see the installation and the device registration process. Go to your App Store or Play Store and search for Ajjas and install the app as shown. Once the Ajjas app has been installed, open the app and allow permission for notification. Now select your language and click on Let's Get Started. Enter your contact number and click on Continue. Allow it to create a new account and enter the OTP that you received on the mobile number that you entered. After entering the OTP, click on Verify. Now fill in the details such as username, password, name, email ID and city and click on Continue. Now click on Install Ajjas device, which will open up your phone camera, in which you have to scan the UID that is given in the box. Once it detects the unit, click on Next. Now select the vehicle type and the fuel type and select the manufacturer. Then select the vehicle model. And finally, enter the registration number and click on Add Vehicle or Device. Now it will take you to an installation guide and you can watch if you're interested. After which it will ask you to install the SIM card and activate it. So now in your Ajjas tracker, open up the back panel as shown. Now take out the SIM card that has been provided and pop out the SIM card in micro size. Install the SIM card into the tracker and turn on your device. Once it is done, you can close the back panel. You can see a green and blue LED blinking, and there are different meanings for different blinking patterns. All we want is a solid green light and blue light staying on. What does the other pattern mean? I'll display an image here. Now let's get back to the app. Click on Recharge Now and make a payment for the subscription. Once you have completed the payment, you will get a tax invoice from Ajjas in your registered email. Now in this state, you can also watch an installation video to get a complete guide from Ajjas team itself. Click the checkbox confirming that you installed the device and click on Continue. Now it is showing various features of the device, starting with location sharing. You can read the information here. Once it's done, click on Next. Now clicking Next, it will take you to the home page where you're prompted to raise a ticket for the Ajjas team to contact you and provide guidance on installation. I'll click on Close Ticket as we'll not be requiring it. Now let me show you the installation process. I have an BS4 NS200 and I'll be installing this device in it. Start removing the 4 Allen bolts holding the entire head assembly onto the bike. Now slowly wiggle and lift the head unit up and then pull it out of the bike. Don't completely remove as there is lot of connections which needs to be disconnected if you want to remove it completely. Now I have routed these 2 wires which is in red and black color. I'll be showing you why in a moment. Now let's disconnect the ignition coupler. Now in order to wire this up without cutting the ignition wire, I had made this adapter which is of similar socket of the ignition that come with your bike. I have spliced the lock side of the coupler and added this connector as shown. The other end of the lock clip need to be connected as a direct connection as shown. With this connector, you need not cut the ignition wire and the engine cutoff feature still functions in the same way it was supposed to be. But do note, if you want to 100% secure your bike from theft, you must cut the ignition wires from the stock wiring harness and then connect the wiring connection as shown in the diagram. Now let's connect the ignition lock set to the connector. Now connect the other end of the connector to the wiring harness. Now from the 2 wires that has been routed, I'm connecting this red wire towards the ignition lock set. And the black wire I'll be connecting to the engine side where the positive power flows once the key is on towards the main harness. Now let's insulate the connectors. And install the head unit back. and tighten the 4 Allen key bolts that has been removed. Now after removing the left side panel of your motorcycle, turn on the device. I thought I'll be installing this device around this position. Using a zip tag, secure the device where you would like to install it. Now later, I moved the device from that place to around center of this unit so that it stays hidden. And this is the coupler from the device itself. Now let's get to the actual wiring. Take out the wiring that has been provided in the box and connect it to the device as shown. Now wiring for this particular device is very simple and I'll make it as easy as possible for you to understand. Now this device has 2 wires for positive and negative of the battery. The wire which has red and a fuse on it has to be connected to the positive of the battery. But before which, I need to trim the wire to make it little shortened. Also, I'll be adding an extra connector so that I can connect it to the battery easily. Insulate the connection properly as shown. Repeat the same process for the negative wire too. However, there's a terminal that is already given as stock. You can use that one too. This is how the positive and negative connector wire looks like. Now we have 2 more wires coming out of the device. One is yellow and the other one is orange. Now before showing the actual connections, let me trim the wires to the length as required. Now before making the connections, we need the relay to be installed. This is a normally closed type relay and the installation is pretty easy. Connect the yellow wire from the relay to the yellow wire coming from the device. Connect the wires and insulate it properly in order to prevent any short circuit. Now let's splice open the last orange wire. The wire which I showed initially near the head unit is been routed as shown and brought till here as shown. Now connect the red wire from the relay and the orange wire from the GPS tracker. Now take any one of the green wire from the relay and connect that too to the orange and red wire. Now the wire coming from the ignition switch that is red has to be connected to this green, red and orange wire, and the one left out black wire which is going to the main harness has to be connected to the green wire as shown. So let me do the connections and show it to you. After making all the connections, install the positive terminal to the battery's positive. And finally the last negative connection to the battery's negative terminal. Let me once again show you the routing and the installation of the entire unit in a clean and neat manner. I have routed the wire from the head unit as shown, and this is the fuse box from the GPS tracker. Now this is the device connector and all the wiring has been properly insulated using an electrical tape. And finally, the relay has been mounted to the chassis using a zip tag. And this is the GPS tracker and you can see how it has been mounted using a zip tag onto the frame. I have covered the positive and negative terminals as shown. Now let's close the side panel and install the seat back, and let me take you to the app. Open the Ajjas application. The first interface that you see is your location of the motorcycle. If you are unable to fetch the location, move your motorcycle around and that could fetch the GPS location. This is how the app interface looks like. We have what's new and the data plan on which the tracker is running currently. Going back to home screen, we have a document folder on which you can upload all the license and other documents of your motorcycle or car if required. Now we have emergency button in which it will alert all the Ajjas users during emergency situations, and this is a neat feature to have if you're stuck Let me cancel it. Next, we have overspeed alert. You can set multiple alerts based on the criteria that you require. You can set a speed limit and the duration on which the limit has to be triggered if it continues in that speed. This is a neat feature to have if you're giving your motorcycle to someone else and can track if the person is riding as per the limit set by you. Now this is a geofence alert. By adding geofence, you can set a circle in the map out of which if your bike moves, you will get an alert notifying that your bike has been moved out of the fence that you created. You can set the location as per your requirement, and also you can input your location through typing. Now we have fuel logs, which automatically calculates your fuel economy based on the inputs that has been provided, and also based on the GPS tracking by which the device calculates how many kilometers your bike has traveled from the last fuel stop that you have made. Now the most important and neat feature that everyone requires is the engine lock feature, for which to demonstrate, let me take it to the bike. Let me turn on the ignition, and you can see you get an ignition alert as soon as the bike E is on. Now let me take you to the Ajjas app. This is the interface and this is the bike's location currently. Clicking on the profile icon and swiping it to the lock and waiting for a few seconds, the device cuts off the power to the entire bike. Now if you want to unlock the vehicle, swipe the same lock towards the left. This is a neat feature to have, especially in the situations where your motorcycle gets stolen. One interesting feature about this app, it shows you an animated video on the routes in which you have traveled and also provides various details such as average speed, time in which you have traveled, the distance that you covered, and the amount of fuel that you have burnt, and what is the cost for it. The app also breaks down the entire ride into multiple sessions based on how many times you turn your ignition on and off. It will be saved as a multiple clips in the Ajjas app itself. You can access it anytime and also share it to your friends. One small hiccup that I experienced using this tracker is that there is a small delay in updating the vehicle's location when compared to your smartphone's GPS. However, this delay is very minor and I think the Ajjas can fix it in the upcoming devices. And that's all about this GPS tracker. If any of you are interested in buying one, I'll be leaving the link for purchasing this product in the description below. As always, if you find this content interesting, do consider subscribing to Archeonics. And also follow me on Instagram, and also you can DM me for any queries. Thank you so much for watching Archeonics and stay tuned for more such interesting content.